Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm actually going live right now. Like, it's my first time doing a video live, but I don't want to edit again. So, like, I'm just gonna go live, post it. Hopefully, it's super good quality, and yeah, I don't have to go and make any edits. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna start now by just talking about how to be successful while working or studying remote. A couple of you guys miss. Okay, before I continue, a couple of you guys messaged me about how to how to how to be successful while working remote or doing things remotely. Especially given the coronavirus and everything else that is going on with the world. A lot of education, a lot of people are working from home, doing things from home. It's different because you're probably used to doing everything in person on site, so obviously, this is gonna change the way you do things. I'm looking at the screen right here because I have some notes. I don't want to go off topic, so I'm gonna try to be keep it as precise and just concise as I can. Right? Okay. So just really quickly, coronavirus. Take it serious. Take it seriously. People are making memes, making jokes about it. It's something serious. So just try to. I don't want to go. I know this is a little controversial, but just be cautious out there. It's take it serious. I think I mentioned that one of my friends was in China the whole time during coding bootcamp, and that's when I started taking it serious because he couldn't leave his house. He hasn't left his house for like over 10 weeks. Like he's been stuck on his place for 10 weeks, has not been able to leave his house. Like he's been there for 10 weeks. It's crazy because they told us to do it for a couple of days, and for us has been pretty tough. So just imagine if you will have to do it for 10 weeks. So that's what I'm saying. Take it serious. But anyways, let's continue. Why? Okay, so really quickly, why do I feel like I'm a person with experience? Why can you trust me, right? So I did Hack Reactor coding bootcamp for 6 weeks straight. We were coding 10 to 12 hours daily. I'm actually giving a presentation tomorrow with a couple of classmates from my previous cohort. We're gonna talk to people on site. I think San Francisco, LA, and someone else. I don't know about how did we do it. So you're actually giving a pre talk of what we're actually gonna be talking tomorrow with people. So yeah, you're okay. So now I'm gonna go into the things that I feel like you have to have in order to be successful and make the best out of your situation. The first thing that I feel like any person doing remote has to have is fast internet speed. I know this might be a little challenging, especially if given your financial resources or just I don't know, just but having fast internet is gonna make your life so much easier because you're gonna be especially if you're learning to code or working from home, you're gonna be most likely working with someone via I don't know, maybe Google Hangouts, Zoom, or some kind of FaceTime application. So if your internet's slow, most likely you're gonna have issues and things are not gonna go as smoothly as if you had the fast internet. Obviously, this might come a little bit pricey, or it might be challenging for you to do it. Most likely everyone's going to be working from home. Your neighbors, little kids, people are going to be using Netflix, playing games or whatever. So your internet speed is going to be pretty bad. So you don't want to be the person who gets disconnected from calls or your internet crashes, because that happened to me the first 3 weeks during Hack Reactor, and it was annoying. So that's when I went to Spectrum and told them hey, here's my credit card, charge me whatever, but I need to have fast internet in order to be successful. Also, another thing, your setup. You Again, I'm mentioning things that you might use again. You might have to spend some money doing this, but I think it's for the best. You gotta have make sure you have a good setup, right? For example, I have this light right here. I'm gonna turn it on right now for lighting. Yeah, better, much better. Oh, much better. Cool. Yeah, so you might need some light. You might need an extra monitor. You might need something, but make sure you have a good setup where you can be successful. Obviously, nothing compares to working on site, on campus work where you have a nice desk or anything you have, right? But try to make yourself try to give yourself the best situation you can, right? Whatever works for you. So for example, I always want to have like a lot of space on my desk, right? I don't want to spend like 300, $400 on a desk. So this desk right here is a really simple desk from IKEA, but I actually got I got another table here, a cheap table for like $10 in Target to make it kind of like extendable, kind of more space. So I feel better, like I feel like I have more room to do activities, so make sure you give yourself the best setup possible, because if you're gonna be working remote and you're gonna have to be using the same setup, you're gonna have like the best one. You might need to buy a good chair, or if you have a nice chair, maybe put some pillows or something. But yeah, make sure you're giving yourself the best setup possible. Uh, Again, continue talking about your space, right? If you're gonna be working remote, you gotta make sure people around you, I don't know, your parents, girlfriend, pets, little kids, they know you're working from home. They respect your space, they respect that you're working. So like they try to make it as professional as you can. Like just make sure they know, like for example, like from 10 to 12, you're gonna be like working, coding, whatever. But make sure people know it. Oh, I just saw like a message. You have a message that says like, should I be okay? Cool. Okay, cool. All right, I'll tell. I think I see Cody's here. Cool, Cody. Thank you for joining, bro. I'll continue. But yeah, like going back to your personal space, that would be challenging. You might want to be. You might be. You might want to. I mean, if this is work, right? You might want to be trying to wake up earlier than usual. So, for example, like if your kids wake up at 9 in the morning, maybe you can wake up at 7 and just put in 2 hours of work. Then when they wake up, you can do breakfast for them or whatever. That's something that I did during college. Like I tried to be like the person that was like awake, like the first person to get up and start doing some work before my roommates get up and start distracting me or something. Like that might be something good. I forgot to mention this one also, but invest some good headphones so you can cancel out all the space around you. Like you want to be able to cancel the space around you. Actually, I'm gonna put them on just so like I don't know, like if people can hear me correctly right now. But yeah, let me put this on really quick. All right, I think like this might be better for the volume. But anyways, okay, cool. Yeah, so like make sure you're investing in some good headphones, because you don't want to be the person that there's noise in the back or people cannot hear you. So again, like you might have to invest some money for these things, but trust me, like they'll pay off. It's gonna be good. It's just not a sponsor again, not a sponsor video, but I always have to have these glasses on me when I'm on the computer, because if I'm gonna be in the computer 10 to 12 hours daily, I want to make sure that like my eyes don't get tired, because normally they get pretty tired. Yeah. So now I want to talk about like things that actually you can control, that you don't have to invest any money, that you can just do them and just be successful by yourself. So Hack Reactor, especially Hack Reactor, but kind of like teaches you, like they always mention it, to do something called kind of like time block. Time block. You probably hear of something called the POMANDER technique, where every 30 minutes you work for 30 minutes and then you get up and do something else. So I'll definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend this. Don't work for more than an hour. Like don't be the person that works 4 hours straight, 3 hours straight, because you're most likely gonna get burned out. You wanna be breaking your day into like small periods of time. Like I don't know, like an hour, maybe 30 minutes, an hour. Get up, go get some water, come back. Just like if you were in the office, like if you were in the office or at school, right? You probably get up and start whacking and coming back, and you don't want to be the person who sits around for like 4 hours in the computer just straight working. So don't do it at home. Just try to whack around. Also, it's important to have some goals for yourself. Try to write them down during the day. Like, what do you want to accomplish during the day? Like, if you're working remote or if you're at home, make sure you kind of like write it down for yourself and make yourself accountable. So make sure you have like a piece of paper somewhere and just write down like some things that you want to get done during the day. Just a couple things, right? Like 3 or 4 things, but make sure you're following through. So if you're writing something, make sure it's doable. You don't want to basically write something that it's gonna take you like a full day, 2 days to complete. So just something small, something that you can do. it might be important to have like an accountability buddy, like someone, like a friend that you can tell them like, hey, I'm trying to get this done today. Especially like if it's your classmate or your coworker, you can probably tell them like, hey, I'm working on this today. What are you working on today? Exaggerating, but I will basically have like a daily meetup with my team, with my people that I was working with. And we keep each other accountable. Like every time I will tell them like, hey, I'm trying to get this done today. Please don't, if I'm deviating myself and doing something else that I'm not supposed to be doing, uh, like it's good to have it. And also, it's gonna make you look really good with your boss or with anyone at work. That's something that I did during college, and when I was working, they let me work from home because a lot of times because I feel like they knew like I was responsible, so they will. I will what I used to do before any day, right? I will tell my boss, I will send them like an email, like telling him like, hey, today I'm gonna be working on this account. I'm gonna work on a, I don't know, like account 55, for example, right? Account 55. I'm gonna email these people. I'm gonna get this presentation done, and I'm gonna get these files completed by the end of the day. And my boss really appreciated it because like if your boss wants to be, yeah, your boss most likely wants to be like the person like supervising you because someone else is supervising him. So if you can tell him like the things you're doing for the day, he's gonna be so much happier, and he's gonna like, that's gonna be like people are gonna think like people are gonna consider you responsible, and you're gonna start getting more responsibility at work. And this is gonna play out hugely for you. Trust me on this one. That's for me, like that was something huge that I learned at the beginning of my career. My boss used to tell me like, make sure you're telling me like the things you're gonna be doing during the day. And after that, like they let me work from home anytime I wanted to. I could just work from home because they knew I was gonna get things done, and I will tell them exactly the things that I was doing. Uh, yeah, I only have two more things for this video. So if you're gonna be do anything that you're doing remotely, make sure you actually feel like you try to do it as if you were on site. So what I'm trying to say is, if class starts at 8:55, 9 in the morning, make sure you don't get up. Like if class starts 9, don't be the person that gets up at 8:45. Like just roll out of bed and start working. Like you don't want to be the person. Make sure you want to try to be yeah, just imagine if you were on site, like get up in the morning, make some breakfast, take a shower, make sure you look presentable, and just jumping in class as if you were actually doing it, like, because this is important, because it's gonna keep you on a it's gonna feel real, like, like if you just roll out of bed and just start working or coding or whatever you're doing, that's not gonna be that's you're gonna start feeling like it's actually not important. And if you feel like it's not important anymore, you're gonna like start losing speed, motivation. So try to keep that. This important. And lastly, try to get some workout going. Like it's important, because if you're gonna be stuck at home or whatever, make sure you're trying to get the blood flowing. Like get some any exercise that you can. If you have some weights around, just, I don't know, maybe curl, maybe do some push-ups, just walk around home. But make sure you're doing some kind of workout. That's all I have for today, guys. Oh, Cody. Yeah, I just saw your message, Cody. It says that you should be starting remote in May. Cool. That's awesome, man. Like that's really cool. Hopefully my videos help you. And if you have any questions, like just hit me up, man. I'll be more than happy to help you out with any questions that you have. Okay. All right, guys. Hopefully this video records and